We moved out here originally from the East Coast. We've built houses before. Actually, our prior house we built, so we weren't foreign to it. You know, as we were coming out here, it's my nature to probably do too much research and too much investigation before we actually do anything. And came across Executive Homes on a website, did a little bit of browsing in terms of the house they built, looked like really nice homes. Picked up the phone and I just made a phone call to the number on their website, and I'm talking to this gentleman. It was just a really good conversation. Next thing I know, he introduces himself to me towards the end, and it's Pete Gray. It's the owner of Executive Homes, and it kind of stopped me in my tracks to say, wow, like I'm dealing with the owner of a company who took time out of his day to pick up the phones, and he's answering the phones and having a conversation, and there's not a big team that I have to deal with it. So right off the bat, there was this connection and trust.
I put all my trust in you.
Yeah, so there was a lot of trust. Obviously, from that point on, it only confirmed our decision.
I remember going that first sit-down meeting with Pete and Pat and Val, and they had some of their other team in there. We were bringing around a 3 to 6, I mean, he was in a range of 3 to 9 months, and that was a big thing for me, is how great they were with the baby being there. That's, as a mom, you're always like, oh, don't cry, I'm gonna have to get up and interrupt and all those things, and they made it so welcoming. So that was every time we met, that made me much more comfortable.
With Executive, it was kind of still this priority we've always had around functionality of a home, livability. The last home we had built, we really liked the open spaces and how there was connection between those living spaces in the home, and especially with 2 little kids, you kind of want to keep an eye on things. So for us, I think as we were going through the design process, it was kind of maintaining that livability, I'll call it, and functionality. And going through a couple of Executive properties, I felt that they had prior clients that had similar, I think, priorities in terms of their design.
Being outdoors is huge for us, especially obviously when it's nice and when it's not nice with the boys. So that was probably number 1 for me, was a nice setup that would work for entertaining, but also the kids could safely run around. So it was great. They worked with us to make that happen. When you walk in, it just feels solid. There's just something about it where you can't hear the outdoors, so the quality seems great.
For us, something that always was resonated was when you walked in, you could, like as Julie said, it's sound, it's solid, like you can just feel it's a quality build. I joked with Patrick last time he was here for some little thing they had to check out, and I said, how far north do you guys work? Because if there was ever a day we bought a lake house, like, you're gonna renovate it for me. And he goes, I don't know how far north we can go, but they're just, for what, we got from them in this build and everything, we would use them any time for our next build, assuming it was not relocating to some strange place. But yeah, absolutely.
Take them with us.
And even family. Like I said, my parents have been here, and they're obviously always entertaining places to have a home, and they already talk about Patrick, like they know Patrick, and they talk about Pete. So they're like, well, we're going to call Patrick when we move out here if we want to do a project.